is for Fulanis. How could you have? How could the Igbos have Fulani land in Igbo land and say this part though nationally on Fulani get them because they have to graze their cows? Where did you sign that arrangement? They did everything. They blackmailed us. They gaslighted us. They called us. They threatened us. Then they changed that. They said, okay, you know what? We are just going to make laws. If all of you are not going to give them land for peace, we'll just make laws and take all the waterways in Nigeria, as well as 10 miles. Do you remember that time when they were doing the waterway bill, right? Bukwari was going to take over all the waterways in Nigeria, and not just the waterways. You see, the land, the bank of the river or any water in Nigeria, from the bank of that river or that water, you now count 10 miles away. 10 miles, so that's like about 14 or 13 kilometers of land. So that land will belong to the federal government of Nigeria. So we raised the alarm and said it was the plan to resettle the Fulani terrorists among us legally. So Bukwari tried, but he didn't succeed before he died. Tinubu said he will continue from where Bukwari stopped. Right now, he's now dealing with Bukwari's created problem. He's not willing to actually deal with the problem. He's managing it, unfortunately. So everyone who wants to make you believe that these guys are just outsiders, fine. However, somebody just told us that indeed they are northerners. So if they are northerners, that simply means they came from somewhere. Whether they are from Katsina, from Kaduna, from Niger, from Sokoto, from Kano, they come from somewhere, like all of us. I am from somewhere. I am from Ijebu. So I did not feel so entitled, right, to now mobilize Ijebus and start killing people in northern part of Nigeria, simply because we feel like we could do that somehow. We can target on anything, but we're still going to start killing and all of that. Sure, you get? It won't make any sense. So if a Fulani is from Sokoto, Efunile ni Sokoto now, give him land in Sokoto. If a Fulani is from Kano, find land for them in Kano. The landmass in Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria controls over 70% of the landmass in Nigeria, the whole space. Why should they come and start killing us in the south? Here you get. Why should people leave their own place and start killing? And then you want to make that our own responsibilities, that we have to kind of like let them for peace. Like, how is that? Then we have the jihad, which is official jihad. All of us are infidels, right? Get rid of them and possibly take over their lands as well as the resources in those lands. Yesterday, the Ogun State governor said, they've banned open grazing in the southern part of Nigeria, including Ogun State. That was yesterday, right? But this morning, from the same Ogun State.
Open grazing is banned in Ogun State. But here it is, as you can see. In this location, there are farmlands around. There are farmlands in this location. And even before now, these herders have been disturbing this farming community. But we give sigh of relief when we learned about the declaration that open grazing had been banned. Not until we are witnessing this again. We are calling on the Ogun State government to please implement this law, because we don't want another communal clash that will be caused by open grazing again. This is unnecessary. This is in daylight. This is how we have been enduring them. As it is now, they may go into some of our farmlands and start grazing. And these are the things that usually lead to clashes between farmers and herders. We don't want it. We appeal to the relevant government agency to please speak with these herders, maybe their leaders or whoever that is in charge. Because when you speak to some of these herders, they are small boys. They don't even understand what they are doing. He can't even tell them that there's the declaration banning open grazing. They won't understand. So this is the current situation, and we need urgent attention. Thank you. Open grazing.
And that's how it is all over the place. Even though they will tell you on paper they have a ban on open grazing. No. They are everywhere, unfortunately. So Nigerian politicians talks a lot, and they intentionally do nothing. Intentionally. And wherever they pretend to be doing something, they want all the paparazzis, they want the photo ops, and it will all end up as they are actually they've done nothing. Let's go back to their Senate. The person that triggered Yayi to give that response on the floor earlier.
Asuko Ekpenyong, Senator representing Cross River South. Mr. President, before I go into the substantive part of this motion, I would like to state here, for the avoidance of doubt and for clarity, that from what I have gathered in this chamber today, what I have canvassed from all senators here, this Senate is one and is one-sided on this issue of insecurity. All 109 members of this Senate are on the same side, irrespective of tribe, religion, ethnicity, party, state of origin. And this Senate is committed to resolving this insecurity that has plagued this nation for over a decade. Mr. President, on to the substantive matter, the motion from Senator Ashiru. He mentioned various things during his motion, but three things stood out. One was when he selected or pointed out the local vigilante to commend them. Distinguished colleagues, security enforcement is most partly about intelligence gathering. Gathering of intelligence, analysis of intelligence, and disseminating this very intelligence. The local vigilantes are the grassroots. They live amongst the people, they dwell amongst the people. They live in rural areas and in forest communities, hunters, etc., farmers. We must find a way to integrate these local vigilantes into our security operations for communication and for effective networking. Number two, Your Excellency and distinguished colleagues, this has been addressed, but I feel it is extremely important and cannot be addressed enough. We as a Senate must identify and communicate to the people that elected us to be their voice. That part of the report that states that military personnel were withdrawn from that school in Kebbi. We must identify who gave the command and why. And that must be made public to the Nigerian people. Finally, and also as important, just like the last speaker mentioned, there is need, as Senator Ashiru alluded to review the Nigerian firearm law. We must get back to our people who elected us to represent them and find out their feelings on this. Distinguished colleagues, every man deserves the right to protect and defend his life. Asuko Ekpenyong, Senator.
Ekpenyong from Cross River, back at the senator that wanted us to get armed and defend ourselves. There is another drama on that same floor where one of the senators took his phone to Akpabiole to show him a video that made it to the internet this morning. That was from yesterday, by the way, where a bag of ammunition fell off a moving truck. Not just one, I think about 2 or 3 bags full of ammunition. Some people are debating that a lot of ammunitions have been moved across the country. So this time it was found on Ahmadu Bello University Road, Ahmadu Bello University Road or way in Zaria, that it was caught and embedded. So this senator took it to Akpabiole to show to him the veracity of this insecurity thing and many, many things that are popping up on social media these days that should give them concern, right? I'm going to take you to that one. It's a bit long, all right? I've also added the video it was showing Akpabiole, by the way, in the midst of this clip, so that you have a glimpse as well. Now watch this.
We take only one example. The governor of Kebbi said that somebody ordered troops out and people were kidnapped. Till today, nobody in Nigeria knows what happened. And no question has been asked. And we are sitting down here as a parliament and we turn and we talk. Yet, somebody is responsible. If I'm the commander-in-chief, I will call the army commander in that place and the head of the army and say, if you don't get me the head of this person who withdrew the troops to put all these children in jeopardy, then you make an example of him. That is how a country is run. A country is not run on pacification. A country is run on confronting issues.
Nigerians are entitled to know, and it is no longer national secret. The commander of that area who ordered that those men be withdrawn, it is to be a national secret to be kept within military cycle. Nigeria should know the name and the person should be brought to justice under the terrorist act.
Families are suffering. Some people are living in their comfort places, making phone calls with these bandits. Can't we identify them? We can identify them. How do we do it? The gadgets were bought for the National Security Advisor. The gadgets were bought for telecommunications. They will be able to tell us where all these people are. But we are here, we are sending game blames. Who are we going to blame if this thing consumes all of us? It started from one local government. It started from Borno. In one local government. And today it's spreading everywhere. No state is a moon.
Kidnapping has so much been commercialized. People are leaving their jobs in cities and villages. And kidnapping now is one of the best paying jobs in Nigeria. All across. In fact, kidnapping now pays more than oil. Kidnapping pays more than sitting as a senator or sitting in the villa. And therefore, as lawmakers, what do we need to do? We now look at kidnapping and say we must amend our laws to say kidnapping is a terrorist act and must therefore be treated as such and must therefore carry the death penalty.
We can continue to buy arms and ammunition and platforms from other countries, but that is not the way to go in the long run. Because we bought the Super Tucanos. What happened? So the sensors that we needed on those Super Tucanos were not made available. We have therefore every reason to devote so much resources and make the right policies and legislations for DICON, the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, based in Kaduna, to function. The president, when he came into office, the DICON Act was one of the first acts he signed. And today, we have some companies that have to do with defense industries trying to come into Nigeria.
Let us use this opportunity to give the president or the leadership the necessary support in order to address this very serious problem of insecurity that is expanding to a level where government will sit down and negotiate with criminals or bandits or terrorists. The Nigerian Armed Forces and other security agencies are putting in their best. So, I'm really not comfortable with blaming them.
There are parts of the report that states that military personnel were withdrawn from that school in Kebbi. We must identify who gave the command and why. And that must be made public to the Nigerian people. Finally, and also as important, just like the last speaker mentioned, there is need, as Senator Ashiru alluded to review the Nigerian firearm law.
Addition has been made
that the laws of the Federation now on terrorism, anti-terrorism, all laws relating to terrorism and kidnapping, that kidnapping should be the penalty for kidnapping should be changed immediately to carry the maximum punishment of death. This has also been seconded, that henceforth, kidnapping should first be classified as a terrorist act and which should carry death penalty. Secondly, it will now carry death penalty. And like Senator Oshumole said, it is not up to any judge. Once the offense of kidnapping is established, the death penalty must follow. There is no discretion as to what kind of punishment should be given, that the judiciary should adhere. So let me put a question. Those in support that terrorism, nor that kidnapping should henceforth be described as a terrorist act, and that kidnapping should henceforth carry death penalty as a terrorist act in Nigeria.
Assalamu alaikum. Gashi yamma wallahi sama da kogi ana bulika a cikin wata mota suna cikin tafiya ba su san ya zube ba. Gashi yamma.
Senator Garba just showed me another video right now happening in Zaria. Today is 26. Yeah. That is along Zaria Sokoto Highway. Today, now,
the bullet was dropping.
The bullets were dropping and on the road. The driver did not know and was still going, and the bullets were dropping. I hope he has been apprehended. So I use this opportunity to call on the Commissioner of Police in Kaduna State to quickly send a team to go and escort the trailer loaded with bullets. Bullets are dropping on the road. The people are crying. I think we should stop further discussion on this matter and go into the prayers. But there is a lot of work to be done. So there's no need to, whatever you are going to say, Senator Plank, these bullets that are dropping on the ground, we need to make a resolution on this now, before the bullets find their way into the hands of the bandits. Are you going to say the bullets should not be? Okay, don't say something now, because I don't want anybody to feel that he was shot out. Let's just use 30 seconds and say what you want to say, because these issues are too serious, and security really should not be discussed in the open like this. Yes, sir. But because of the peculiar circumstance that we have found ourselves, look at it's here.
Yes, sir. I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson. This man!
You're gonna trust man, Adam, Ojo, your eyes will see what your mouth cannot talk.
So, the senators were asking questions on the military that got withdrawn, right? And at the same time, they concluded that kidnapping in Nigeria should not be classified as a terrorist act or terrorism act, which will then carry death sentence. But when Akpabio saw these munitions and these bullets on the road, he wanted the commissioner of police to go and look for the truck. We don't cross path far away. But maybe Akpabio can help us arrest this one.
Mutanen mu sun shiga cikin gari to su kyale su su yi kamar yadda aka saba. Na godiya. Raba mu da shedanu. Amin sun. Bismillah. Muna godiya ga Allah subhanahu wataala da ya nuna wannan rana mai matuƙar muhimmanci ta 17 ga watan 11 na shekara ta 2025 a wannan gari na zarin tudu wanda ke kusa da ƙasar kakuni amma kuma cikin ƙasar faskar. Da farko dai ina sa in miƙa godiya ta musamman ga ainihin shugabanci musamman shugabanci na 'yan uwan Fulani tun daga kan shi Alhaji Adamu Aliru da shi ainihin babban kwamandan mu wanda shi yanzu kwamanda ne na zaman lafiya kuma malami ne Malam Isa tare da dukkanin sauran shugabannin Fulani da ke a wannan wurin da ma waɗanda ba su a wannan wurin. Sannan ina miƙa godiya ta musamman ga sauran shugabanni da muke aiki tare da su musamman shi mai girma chairman da sauran makarraban shi na karamar kuma bakori kasancewar tun wani lokuta ba kaɗan Allah ya sani mun zo mun shiga mutanen mu sun shiga.
So I mean that would make sense if Akpabiole can help